Hi, welcome to Undead Yarn. This is episode 70. My name is Heidi, and you can find me on Ravelry as Knitty Girl. And you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram as Undead Heidi. How are you all doing? I have a lot of stuff around me today to show you. Some of it's projects, a lot of it is wool piggery, as the Sassy Pants Knitter likes to call it. So anyway, I thought I would start out by showing you the 3-color hat that I'm knitting. This is a test knit for Lisa Beamer of 90% Knitting and Fiber Nymph fame. If you don't watch her podcast, you should, and you should definitely try her yarn. She has a wonderful sense of color, and I have to say that she is a very down-to-earth, nice person. So anyway, if you don't watch 90% Knitting, I would check it out. This is a 3-color hat, and it's exactly like it says. I'm using some of my old Undead yarn in, I can't remember what the base was, but it was my single ply worsted merino, and it didn't sell well, so I don't stock it anymore. But I still had some left, and I enjoy working with it, but I guess a lot of people are not as interested in working with a single ply yarn as stronger yarns. So the bottom this is the Atlantis colorway. I think this one was Hokamuto Food, and this one is Purple Vein. And it's all worsted weight. And this is what I have so far. The pattern is fun. I haven't done color work for a while. Really, it's just slip stitch knitting. You don't really have to do a lot of stranding. But I'm actually having a lot of fun. I don't normally knit hats, but I thought it'd be fun to try, and I'm glad I did because I am enjoying this. I think this is a fun knit. And I'm also working on, I've been wanting to work on this shawl for a long time, finally getting around to it. I'm probably going to use it for a show sample. I'm very pleased with the way this is working up. I'm using 2 of my yarns. One is the Vamfiri base, and the colorway is Midnight, and that is this one. It's a very dark, deep blue. And then I'm also using my Rainbow Apocalypse minis. And as you can see, this is a pattern by Anne Podlasek, and it's called Paler Shade. And I can't remember if I showed you guys this one last time. I think it's called A Paler Shade. It's in this booklet. And you can, no, that's not, it's not on the cover. It's in this booklet. This is her Carnaby Street collection. And Anne Podlasek is the one who runs Willy Wonka Fibers, and she also has a podcast. I love her patterns. I've always wanted to knit one. Finally, I'm getting around to doing one, and I thought it would go great with my minis. She uses it with her minis, so I decided to try it with my minis, and I love it. You can't see how bright they are, but you guys know my minis are neon. The colors together just look, I love them. And I changed the pattern up a little bit because I want to use all of my minis in this. So I'm changing colors more often than she suggests in the pattern, because I'm hoping to get all of the colors from my mini skein kit into this shawl. So this is where I am. I'm pretty close to finishing. I hope I finish it before this weekend. So those are the 2 things that I've been working on. Actually, I have worked on one more thing because I actually have an FO. Yay! And the funny thing is, those 2 things are not even in a project bag. I just have them out because I want to do them and get them finished. And I had forgotten how fast worsted weight yarn works up. This hat's going to be done probably today. So in my awesome granny bag, I just love this bag. Oh, and I got a pin. I forget the name of the place that I bought the pin from. Gail's Art had posted a pin that I thought was just awesome. I loved it. And I asked her about it, and she told me the website of the person who is selling these pins, and I don't have it right now, but I'll tell y'all next time. And I bought this pin because it cracked me up. Before I die, I hope to read at least half of the books I own. Some of them I've read, but most of them I haven't. I will admit a lot of them are knitting books, and I'm not really going to read those, but if anybody had been to our house before, we have books everywhere. My husband and I just love to read, and we I guess we're kind of book hoarders. And that's even not to mention all the stuff I have on my Kindle. Anyway, that's why I love this bag. I do have an FO to show you guys. This is for the Into the World Spotlight Knit Along, in which you get points for your team. My team is Team, I want to say TARDIS, it's not TARDIS. Team Tunis, because all of our teams are named after different sheep breeds. And I'm going to get 2 points for this because I used a sock blank from Dana of Unwind, and she is the one who's running it, and she is going to be vending there. And this is what it looks like. Isn't it beautiful? I'll pull it closer so you can see the colors. They're gorgeous. Just beautiful. And I'll get another point because I'm using one of the sponsors' patterns. This is One Love by Susan B. Anderson. She has wonderful patterns. I love them because they're usually simple, but there's enough in there to keep you interested. This used basically the whole sock blank. And I still need to block it because it does have stockinette in it, so I think it will block out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is soak it in hot water, and then I'm just going to hang it somewhere that it will drape, and usually that pulls it down. I don't, shawls like this or garter stitch, I don't normally do the heavy blocking. I save that for the ones that need it. I don't think this will need a heavy blocking. So that is my 1 FO. I do have a little bit of spinning, and I hopefully will finish this before. So, and I wanted to mention this. That is, like I said, for the Into the Wool Spotlight Knit Along. And I'm going to be going with some of my friends. I'm driving up with Jeanette of Book Stitcher Podcast. And we're going to be staying in a cabin with Summer Yarns of the Kitchen Stitches Podcast and her friend Katie. So I'm really looking forward to that. That is September 1st. I think they still might have a few spots left. I'm not sure if they closed that, but last I had heard or seen, they still had a few spots left. And if you were interested in going, you can still sign up. So if you want to check that out, go on to Ravelry and look for the Into the Wool Ravelry group. Okay, so like I said, I do have some spinning, and this is also going to get me some points when I'm done with it, I guess. This is Cheviot from Rock and String Creations. I didn't write down what the colorway is. This is the first time I've spun Cheviot, and I notice it's a longer staple than a lot of things I spun before. This I'm trying to spin at worsted, which has been difficult because I've been spinning a lot of woolen, and it does have a long staple, so it probably wants to be spun more woolen, but I'm trying to get a little bit more control over it. I'm going to make this a true 3-ply, so this is only 1/3 of the braid. I have 2 more to spin up, and then I want to try to do a 3-ply. I've never done a 3-ply. I've only tried the 3-ply where you do it like a crochet chain. I can't think of the name of it. I'm not very good at it. I know I've talked about it many times. I'm still teaching myself how to do that, but I'm going to do a true 3-ply with this because I've split the braid into 3. So that is my spinning. Week in review. Last weekend, yesterday I just got back from visiting with my family, my mom and dad, and my brother and my nephews. I got to see my nephews and my brother and sister-in-law. I hadn't seen them for a while. They're all really close in age. It's like 10, 9, and then 6. So it was really nice to see them, and it was kind of a big family reunion because there was a wedding on Saturday night, And then my mom's side of the family was all in town for that wedding. So the next day we went over to my cousin's house and we went the kids went swimming. Some of the adults, but mostly the kids, were in the pool having fun. And then we had a nice lunch and hung out and got to visit with the people we didn't get to visit with at the wedding. So that was really nice. That's what I did over the weekend. It was nice. I got to see my dad on Father's Day. So if you look on Instagram, I posted a picture, and it's got my husband and my mom and my dad and my brother in the picture. So now on to enabling. I have a bit of enabling this week. First, I'm going to start off showing you what BC Yarning sent me. I told you a few weeks ago. And I just love her, and I love Laura Smoot. They are just very, very nice people. She was very generous when I asked her about ordering a skein of this yarn and her Targhee base, because I had seen it on the Knit Girls. And so she did a custom order for me. She did this one, and she also, this is one I had seen on her website, and I don't know if she had taken it down, or I hadn't seen it. I asked if she could still, if it was still available, and luckily it was, because it's a one of a kind. I just love the jewel tones on the sparkle. Look how the sparkle's showing up. This one is called, I think it was a jewel tonal. She probably didn't give it a specific name because it's a one of a kind, but I love it. It's a self-striping, and it's got yellow and blue and burgundy, and it's just sparkly, and I think it's lovely. This is the one that Lala of the Knit Girls was knitting up, and this is a 75% Targhee, 25% nylon in the Harry Potter colorway. And I just love the way this knits up. It's got big stripes of one color and thin stripes of the others. And I cannot wait to knit this up. I have some show stuff I have to do. Like, I need to get that shawl done that I showed you guys, and then there's another shawl that I'm going to try to get myself to write up that I designed last year, and I brought the pattern and the shawl with me to Stitches, Texas, and everybody wanted me to have the pattern, and I didn't because I hadn't written it out. But it's a very simple pattern, and I want to knit that up before Stitches, Texas this year, so I can at least have the pattern available online for people if they would like to knit it up. But I have to do those two things before I can get to socks, and some more socks, and I really want to cast one of these on. They're so beautiful. And she also sent me a bag by Laura Smoot, and I thought I had put it in here, but I don't see it. A bag by Laura Smoot Designs. If I find it, I will put it in next time. And I also wanted to mention that Laura Smoot, I'm telling you, these two ladies are just very sweet and generous. She gifted me her newest pattern. And let's see if I can find it. It's really nice. It looks like a really fun knit. It's a cowl, and it's called Morpheus. And I don't remember what weight yarn, if it was DK or fingering. It's one of those two, though, I think. Oh, hold on. I am playing phone tag with someone.